Hi parents, I'm going to give this recording another shot. I couldn't get the other one to upload, so I'm just going to start over and hopefully I won't forget to tell you something because I think I already said it. Alright, the purpose of this video is to try to help explain the contents of the things inside of this bag that hopefully some of you have gotten to pick up and hopefully some more of you will be getting soon. Inside of the bag, you'll notice, is first a note that looks something like this. This note is the written version of what I'm trying to tell you right now. So if you don't have time to watch this whole video, you could quickly skim this note and get pretty much the same information. First of all, I would like to tell you about the papers inside of the bag. You can see they're they're wrapped in 4 different pieces of construction paper. The first one I want to talk to you about, well, actually, before I talk to you about those, I want to make a suggestion for the folders that you already have at home. These are the shiny folders that we took home towards the beginning of our remote learning that house the different paperwork we did. If you could take all of those papers that are inside of those folders and put them together into, I think there was a black folder. If you have a black folder, I would put those all in there. And I would use those papers as fillers now for times when you want something for your child to do, but we have not assigned another activity. They can be review work, it could be just a downtime or the on your own learning. I would put those into that folder and then you can get those out when those are needed. Then your other folders should be empty. For the shiny green folder, I would like you to put the things that are inside of this green wrapped paper folder, piece of paper. And they are different Christmas activities that I'm looking forward to doing with the kids. These are not assigned to a specific day at this point yet. So they'll just be there for when we need them. There's some Christmas readers that we'll talk about, and this is one of my favorite things we'll do this Christmas season. The kids will be singing some Christmas songs and some Christmas chants, and they have some little project activities to go along with them. So those go in the green folder. Inside of the blue folder is a activity for you to be able to do with your child. If we were in school, you will probably remember back from when you were in school or some of your other children that teachers usually like to make some type of little project that the kids can take home and give to their families. One of the projects I really enjoy doing is to make a calendar. And these are the directions for that inside of the blue folder. Now, first of all, every day the kids have that 15-minute journal entry that they work on, which has the directed drawing. I would put that on hold till after December. Don't try to both make the calendar and do a journal entry every day. It's just too much. I would put the journal on hold. Then I would take a look at the calendar, and you have a couple decisions to make about how you want to proceed with the calendar. One of them is if you want your child to pick one singular drawing for each month, or if you want them to be able to combine different drawings. And this can be different for all the different kids. For example, for the month of April, they offer how to draw the earth, how to draw an Easter bunny. There might even be another one. You might have them work both of those pictures into their drawing. Yep, there's also, or that could be March for the rainbow. But there's at least 2 choices for each month. You might just want to focus on one, and for the majority of the kids, that's probably the best bet. There are more complicated directions that come with words that you can almost use as a teacher's guide for yourself. And then they have just the simple picture drawings that the kids can look at to follow. The second decision that you'll have to make is if you want your child to practice their numbers by writing the numbers for the calendar in themselves. There are blank sheets enough for a whole calendar, and there are also pre-run sheets that have the dates written in. If you have a child who you would like to practice have them practice writing their numbers, they could look at the pre-written one to know where to start. For example, June starts on Tuesday in 2021, and have them write those numbers in on these blank sheets. For some of the kids, that would be very overwhelming and it wouldn't be very much fun. So you might just want them to do their drawings right on here. You can also choose, if you have another child at home, if you want them to do this, each do their own calendar, you might give the blanks to one of the children if they're older, or if your kindergartner's the oldest, you might have them give the numbered one to a younger child, and they can make their different drawings. That way, if you want to give one to each set of grandparents, you'll have two, or you might just have your kindergartner do this, and if the parents live in a separate home, they might want to make one for dad's home and one for mom's home. So you decide how you want to do that. But this is the December project for a Christmas gift, and it can take the place of the 15 minutes that they spend on their journal during our what we're calling it asynchronous time. So that's inside the blue folder. Inside of the red folder are some worksheets that can help the kids with rote memorization of how to form the letters of the alphabet. There's upper, lowercase, there's also numbers and simple shapes. Don't give them, like, 3 or 4 of these to do all at once. You want to give them a page. Maybe they can do front and back at a time, possibly 2 pages, depending on the child. And what they want to do is they want to try to replicate the sample as closely as they can. So it's not a hurry up and get it done. It's really kind of study and work on formation as they make each of those letters. Inside of the red is also a packet of the name practice like the children had earlier in the year. Same idea. They don't want to rush through to quickly get these done. They really want to start to focus on the quality of how they're writing their name. Are they using the lowercase letters other than the first letter? Are they spacing the letters properly? So again, that's all about quality and doing it correctly rather than rushing through it. So you won't want them to do more than one name practice page in a sitting. All right, now the yellow folder. This is kind of like the meat and potatoes of what we're going to be doing in the next week. And my intention is to get you a packet like this in the future for the other weeks to come. Now, as you recall before, I'd say, okay, take this from the red folder, take this from the green, take this from the blue. This time around, what I tried to do is make kind of a master's list and then put all the papers for a given day together. Now, please don't panic. It looks like a lot of worksheets for one day, and it is. It doesn't mean that we will get to every single one of these. Some of them are for specific reading groups, but I did not give them just to that reading group. I gave them to both groups of children in case some of them choose to stay on for both reading groups, or some of them might not do it live with us, but they might use it for extra practice at another time in the day. As we get to the end of the day, I will let you know, say, okay, these are extra papers. You can bump these over into the black folder, or I may say, you know what, hold on to that. I really wanted to get to that one, but I didn't. I would like to try that again tomorrow or later in the week. All right, if you're one of the families that do a portion of the work on your own, this will give you an idea of what objectives we were trying to accomplish that day, and you will have it all laid out for you there. So that I thought could go into the yellow folder so that we all know where those things are. All right, the next thing I'd like to talk to you about, this is probably my favorite part, is the little craft kit inside of the tin. Now, it would probably be very hard for the kids not just to open it up and want to use everything up in here on a project, but I'm asking you to keep them from doing that because the different items in here I'm hoping to use for different activities. Like these tissue paper are going to go with the little sun catcher we're going to make. We're going to use the string to hopefully lace some pattern beads, that kind of thing. We'll use the stamper for our number page. So if the kids kind of dive in there when we get to that project, they won't have it, which wouldn't be the end of the world. They could think of something else, but it might just be easier so that you're not running around the house trying to search for items. As we do the projects, there are going to be a lot of opportunities for the children to add other materials they have at home if you choose to supply them with those materials, but this will give the kids at least some basics that they'll have. Okay, things that didn't fit into the craft kit, but again are something that I'm hoping to do together, like on a given day or at a station. There's just some little packets that are going to be crafts that we're going to do, the cotton balls, we're going to make Santa's beard, we're going to do some painting. They should have some gift tags that we're going to use for vocabulary cards. These pom-poms we'll use as supplies for different projects, so those will probably eventually go into the tin when there's room for them. Okay, there are some suckers that you can use however you choose to use them. for the children is maybe to kind of help motivate them a little bit. You might do it on a certain day of the week or just whenever you want to do that. Okay, there also is a large Ziploc envelope that you'll find a lot of pieces in there. I don't have extras, so they're not in my bag, but there's a joy ornament. There's a sticker sheet that we're going to use to make a little gingerbread house, and those will be in a large Ziploc bag. Then there'll be a second Ziploc bag that has these foamy pieces in them, ones that are a little bit more tactile. This is going to be one big project, a book that we're going to try to make as the time goes on. Something I really want to warn you about are these little golden glittery balls in here, and there's also a packet of glitter. If you don't like dealing with glitter, you can just take the glitter and these out, put them aside or get rid of them. The kids really enjoy glitter, but it's very hard to vacuum. So just kind of a heads up on that, depending on how much tolerance you have for that in your home or how neat and clean you like to keep the area, because those are kind of hard things to clean up, and I don't want you to be surprised by your child dumping those out for one day. That would probably not result in a really fun phone call to me. All right, so those are in there. Also, there is a little bingo card. We're going to try to practice some of our numbers by playing Christmas bingo. That's inside of one of the Ziploc bags. And that is pretty much what you will find in the bag. Unfortunately, it doesn't have everything for December in there. We're going to have to arrange another pickup and kind of add to things as time goes on, but I'll kind of keep you informed about that. I wish when I did a video I could ask if there were any questions at the end, but I guess in this way, if something doesn't make sense, if you're unclear about how we're going to try to utilize these, please ask me a question in either a text or email or give me a call. I really appreciate that you are willing to manage all these items with your children for me. I do realize how it takes a long time to get through all of these things when you're trying to work and do other things at home. All right, thank you very much.